Let's talk a little bit more about that tropical wave that is on everybody's mind. It's known as Invest 98L out in the southeastern Caribbean Sea. Development chance remains high at 90%. We're still expecting this to be a slightly better organized system in the southeastern Gulf of Mexico by the earlier middle part of next week. Still poor model agreement. It will remain that way until something is actually developed and we have a closed center of circulation. And in the long term, we will have a front moving into the region and the associated upper level trough and steering winds that will impact exactly where this system ends up. So the frustrating question for many is, how come the models are performing so poorly? Why do we see some in the central Gulf and some all the way into the eastern Gulf closer to Florida? Here is the spread. It's about 250 miles across from the Yucatan Peninsula to western Cuba. That's a lot of distance through time on where this system may ultimately end up. Let me answer the question for you as why those model scenarios are spread so far apart. Right now we have a broad open tropical wave, not a closed center of circulation. You can see that general low-level spin there that is dozens of miles across, not a tightly packed core like you might see in an organized storm like a Hurricane Fiona, where that center, that eye, is very clearly defined. So the long-term question will then be is, where will this circulation consolidate, get a little bit smaller? Will it be toward the southern end or toward the northern end? If it's toward the northern end and takes a more northerly trajectory through the Caribbean Sea, we'll see a more eastern track later down the line, more like the eastern Gulf of Mexico. If it takes a more southerly track early on, those steering winds won't grab it, pick it up, and start pulling it north and east until later on it ends up further west overall. And again, those answers will become a little bit more clear by about the time this system gets closer to due south of Jamaica, and that will be over this upcoming weekend. So you want to continue to get those updates on the WBRZ weather app. As soon as something develops, we'll push that out, and you get that twice daily detailed update on WBRZ.com and our blog. Plus, hope you can join us. We'll be passing on all the latest information on our newscasts on WBRZ Channel 2.